Kayu, also called Confucius in the Western world, living some 2600 years before Kosman, that is, the present time. He was one of the most learned men that ever lived. He taught the doctrine of one great spirit, and to worship him only. He abridged 18,000 books of the ancients, taking the cream of all of them, and condensed them into 20 books.
Chapter 31. Birth of Kayu, otherwise known as Confucius. Thonictus, chief of the million Luas.
Lu are angels who provide the prenatal condition for such mortal births as are designed for special work by the gods or lords.
Sent by God down to the earth to Kenya, that is, China, to raise up an heir capable of the voice of God, sent word to God in paradise, saying, Greeting to thee, O God, in the name of Jehovah. Thy son is born, and his name is Kayu. He is son of Hai, who is sub-king of Taisao. Behold, thy son Kayu is Taisune.
That is, I issue, a sexless person, one without the possibility of sexual passion.
In the borders, whose mother, Ching Tsae, is not 15 years old. And Hai was father to 12 children previously. Let us rejoice before Jehovah, who hath quickened into life this ray of universal knowledge. Also my host hath brought about more than 3,000 births, who shall become his disciples in time to come. God returned answer to Thonictus, saying,
In Jehovah's name all praise to thee and thy hosts. Thy words have been proclaimed in paradise. There is great joy in heaven. Send the grades of mortal resurrection in China, with doctrines and rites and ceremonies and the dominion of the spirits of the dead.
Thonictus then applied to the angels who had charge of the numerating and appraising of mortals as to their grades and spiritual intercourse, and having obtained the reports, he made selections, and reported as followeth, to wit. Thonictus, greeting to God, son of Jehovah, Ling, son king of Kenya, that is, China, with 12 subkingdoms, one to represent every month of the year. 406 millions of mortals, 2,700 million angels, not fettered by angel tyrants. Of the angel emissaries of the triune God, 1,500 millions. Mortal grade, 8, maximum, 80, minimum, nothing. Of 50s, 1 to 7. Of 25s, 1 to 3, of 10s, 1 to 1, but of 75s, on to 40, mostly guardian births. The rise in the 11th year, 2, in the 23rd, 5, in the 100th, 12. Of rites and ceremonies, 72, of sacrifice without compunction, 35. Funeral rites, 98, observances in full, 45. Perception in Suis.
Suis is a person who can see with the eyes closed, or one who can hear angel voices.
1 to 362, in Sarges, 1 to 6,208. Of spirits in Sarges.
Sarges is both a materialized angel, or a person in whose presence the angels can take on the semblance of mortal forms.
1 to 33,000, of first and second resurrections, mostly Ashers. Thonictus saith, because Chine
is the prophet that the land of China was named after.
Instituted reverence for the dead, the funeral rites have become worshipful. After the body is put away, either buried or burnt, mortals read prayers on 3 succeeding days, at sunset, chanting the virtue and love of the dead, and oft the spirit returneth to them in the house, taking on sarges, like a mortal, and talking to their mortal kin. Of druges.
Druja applies to an angel that is low, dark, evil, dangerous.
Not attained to live alone, 700 millions. Of these, 30% are in declension, and 70 in ascension. Of mortals in Druk.
Drug, a low mortal, one who desires no spiritual light, one who cannot understand spiritually.
16% of mortals in idleness, including drugs, 20%. Of such as are addicted to secret evils and pollution, 70%, of abortionists 1%, of 1/2. Thonictus saith, owing to the veneration for, and to the rites of the dead, is Spuke's increase attributed. Furthermore, thy servant herewith sendeth to thee, For the libraries of heaven, a full record of the cities and country places of Kenia, that is, China, and the great android of every mortal,